Hey, good evening. I have some thoughts. No. I have some things. I have some things on my journey of exploring non-monogamy and calling it that because I don't like the word polyamory because that sounds like wanting to fuck around, which is not how I feel. There are some things that I am... Okay, there will be two topics, I think. One is my tendency, let's say, slight one, to because I'm unsafe, because I feel unsafe, because I'm scared, because I have low self-worth, like deep down, there's a tendency in me, the slight one, to try to make sure everyone else is okay all the time. Like, I can't have people be upset or have bad feelings or sad feelings or any difficult feeling, I think. So I try really hard and I try a lot and I carry a lot. It's a lot of weight and pressure. So there's that. And there's because of that, I think that so I'm exploring myself, as well as I want to be honest with myself. There are some things that I want to say them out loud, because when they're said, it's easier to, like, I've said it, so I have to stand by it. And I want that for myself. So the other part is, what was it? Yeah, I'm exactly that. What I said. Because I'm scared of making other people upset, I am watering down myself, my feelings and my truth. And it's interesting because my practitioner, I will be like in my like, I'll be like, try to figure out what is like the smoothest way, in a way. And he will be like, but what do you feel? Like, if there's no one else to hear, like, what you would say, like, what would you say? And I so often know, if I can just take away all the fear and concerns and worry, like, around my truth, of saying my truth, or being honest with myself about the truth, even. So I'll start with the first one that I mentioned. I think it will be short, and then I'll slide into the second one. The second part's going to be difficult. It's going to be, like, delicate, I think. I might cry, although I feel okay now. So I was listening to a lecture by Omar Suleiman. He's a Islam scholar. He's very handsome. Looks quite young. Like, younger than me. I think he's married. I don't know. He was talking. The title of the lecture or the talk was like, Allah don't want you to be a good person, something like that. And he was talking about, in the beginning, of being, like the blessing of having friends that are honest with you, that will risk, like they will put the honesty before the friendship even. So they will say what they see, even if that means losing the connection between the two of you. And he said by having people around like that, you will slowly start to internalize the honesty aspect, like of being honest with yourself. And he gave this exercise of, like, imagine you're in the, what do they call it? Like I think he was talking about like the room he was like lecturing in. So imagine you're coming into like a party or a celebration, some sort of event. Lots of people mingling. And then imagine you're seeing yourself. You're observing yourself coming in to that room. And then what if you had to walk over to that version of you and tell the truth? What would you say? And it was a good question. I was playing along. I was imagining myself in that event, like mingling, talking to people, and I was observing what I was seeing, and then what would I say? And I saw myself being so restricted, being so constricted. Is that a word? Restricted, constricted, like dense, weighed down, like very serious, very not able to have fun and be light-hearted, or like no light-heartedness, no room for play or joking around, or like everything is serious in a way. And I was watching her, and like I have to watch her again to really get the feeling, or to really see, I mean, because she feels so unloved. It's such a hole, like a gaping hole inside her soul. It's so, this deep pain of I was never loved and I don't belong, and it's this, it's not belonging, it's not that, it's just I was never loved. I want someone to love me. It's not like a person loving me would solve it. Like it's a pain, that's a pain inside me. And because of that pain, she is trying so hard to show up so well in relationships, because it's like if she becomes friends with someone, that's like, I need to hold on, like that person can leave me at any moment, like I have to make sure everything is okay, I have to make sure they're fine, I'm responsible for if there's anything between us or if there's any conflict. Like it's super serious task for me to tend to and make sure that they don't leave, that I am good enough for them, that they are okay, that they, yeah. And I'm just feeling the heaviness and the weight of that. Of course, hearing at the same time in the back of my head is what my mom always told me, like I should be more easygoing, I should be more fun, I should be more spontaneous, I should be just in general, I should be more easygoing. That's definitely not easygoing. And I'm also thinking to myself, as I'm observing that, I'm thinking to myself, well, that she is traumatized. Like, that's because she didn't get enough love or the right love when she grew up. So of course she has that, but that's not the truth of her. So she should be able to believe that people do love her, that she is lovable, which is me kind of trying to get myself out of the experience that I am actually having. That there might be actual, if I stay true to her, she actually needs a lot of security. She needs a lot of really being both feet in, being committed, being holding on to me, not letting go, not dropping the ball. Like, I really need those things. But if I were to walk up to her, because that was the task, right? Asked by Suleiman. If I were to go up to her and tell her the truth, like, what would I say? And I thought I would tell her, ironic based on what I've just said, but because that felt like a bypass, but this doesn't. Like, you are worthy of love. There are people that will see the beauty in who you are. Like, you are not what you think. There are people who will see your light, and they will see your heart, and they will see your innocence. And they will want to be in your life. They will want to put effort. They will want to come forward. They will fight for you. So kind of just like seeing like those polar feelings, I guess. Both seeing them and feeling them as well, because I can feel like if I were to stand in front of that version of me, it doesn't matter if she's heavy, because I love her also. I don't need her to need less reassuring or reassurement. I don't need getting distracted because there are noises outside. I don't need her to be less serious. Like, I really don't need that. She has a really valid reason for being how she is and feeling how she does. Then to the next part though. It's cold. So this non-monogamy thing that I'm doing, I remember one of the reasons for wanting it was that I didn't want to be in the rut. I didn't want my relationship to become dead or stale or just taken for granted. I wanted there to be life. I wanted there to be aliveness. I wanted to be real and honest. I wanted it to be like reality. And that is what's happening. So I got that. I went to, this is a topic with a lot of pieces, so I'll just start from the beginning and hope that it just makes sense as I'm talking. So I was in Turkey 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago today, if it's or tomorrow. I went down just before New Year's Eve. And I met, man, this is already delicate. Because this is the whole point, to not neglect any of the details in order to not hurt anyone. And that's the reason for telling the story, is to break that. So I matched with 2 men from Turkey around the same time, like 6 months prior to me going, I think. And one of them, he was very intriguing, like depth intriguing. And I, at some point, decided, okay, I will book a ticket and go see him. I booked the tickets, and in the weeks after, something is not, I'm starting to be like, wait, this is not, no, I don't feel okay with this. So I'm like, okay, at some point I decide I don't feel good about this, I don't feel safe, I'm going to listen to that, I'm not going. So I tell one of my friends at that point, like, I changed my mind, so that's it. And she's like, and your ticket's not refundable? And I'm like, yeah, that's correct. She's like, so you have a ticket to Istanbul that you're not going to use? I'm like, yeah, I mean, that sucks, but like, rather throw the money out the window than to neglect my gut feeling. She's like, well, but you can't go alone, like, just make the trip for you. And I was thinking about that, like, I am mostly like scared of not, like, getting lost. Like, that's my biggest fear, not other things, but getting lost. So I'm thinking, like, thinking then, and I've had sporadic contact with the other guy. He's very different kind of person, was my feeling until then. Like, very, not as deep, more romantic, very poetic. So they had different things. And I'm like, oh, he also lives in Turkey. I'll ask him. Because if he can give me the information I need to feel safe, I'll go alone. He offers to meet me and show me around. So then I have an invitation to be accompanied while I'm there. And I'm like, yes, that would be nice. We do a short video call for the first time, the day before I'm going. I go. I am lucky and I sit next to someone on the plane down, like I'm having a good time. Getting to talk to someone, was open and honest when I ask questions. And then I meet the man that agreed to show me around. He meets me at the airport, he picks me up. And we walk to the hotel. He has booked a room. So we're spending, like, in hindsight, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I said yes to sharing a room with someone I didn't know for the time I was there. And I think going there I gave myself into his hands, I think, like trust wise. He said he will take care of things, he will take care of me. And I think I got a part of me, like a young part that was very trusting, very innocent. She was online for those 4 days that I was there. And like I remember the first time, because I arrived and we went to the hotel and we ate and we went to bed, but the first like real day there, and we're walking to the metro, like walking for 45 minutes, an hour, and traffic is crazy. So he, to keep me safe, to keep me from keep up and not being ran over, he grabs my hand to hold me close so I'm okay. And I think since that moment, really, I'm just I trust him. That's it. And just the days continued, and we had the first fight. I don't know if it was the first day or the second day, because I was innocent and present and wow, I was just amazed by everything I was seeing. And I wanted to share it with him, and I couldn't. He was busy in his own mind the whole day. So I couldn't share things with him in the way I wanted, which made me really frustrated and upset eventually. So when we get to the hotel, and I've been mad for some hours already, we come to the hotel and he's like, "Can I get a hug?" And I'm like, "No, I'm upset." And we talk about it. And he explains to me why, he admits, yes, he is occupied in his mind, and he explains why. It's because he wants to make fully sure that, I'm okay, that we're getting, the easiest route and the best, experiences and the best food places and the best, not having to wait in line for something, or he's just trying to maximize my well-being and my comfort along the way. So he's planning, he's one step ahead. He's said that so many times, I'm trying to be one step ahead, so you won't have any discomfort, which is so caring and so touching. At the same time, having that fight, he takes that to heart, and the next day he's like, "Hey, I'm present, look at me." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's perfect, it's beautiful." So at the same time he listened, which meant a lot to me. I can say things and I am heard. Not just heard, but he changed it immediately at the same time. So I have that experience, those 4 days, and I think because of me giving myself to him and him holding me the way he did, it just made something in me that really needed someone to hold on to. It made her hold on. And I remember when I was at the trauma recovery training in Berlin in 2016, and we did during some of the exercises, the one holding the workshop, she was explaining to the group while I'm in process, one of her not developmental needs that weren't met is to hold on to someone, to hold on So it kind of tells me that this is something that's deep and strong in me. So when I get that with him, it's really like a core thing that's now like happening. And we stay in touch after that. I knew from the conversations before meeting him that there is not enough depth for me in this. Like, I love the romance and the poetic side. After I met him and got this attachment, I that was really like, I love that too. And still like the depth and being seen, and like him knowing how to navigate me in my truth, or towards my truth, that was missing. So I was like in this feeling of, I know this is not the right thing. I'm getting some needs so deeply met, and there are such deep needs, and I'm at the same time at war because I'm not fully seen. At some point I'm like, I cannot, like this if you've been in this situation, like the urge to, like, I know this is not going where I wanted to go or where I needed to go, so I'm getting impatient with the process, and I am breaking up. Like, I blocked him, and I had him blocked for months, I think. He found me on some other platform and we started talking again. And I am honest with him about not wanting monogamy. I was seeing someone when I first went to meet him. That was a fucking shit show. That was horrible. That was so fucking painful. Because of how the guy back here that I was seeing, how he reacted while I was in Istanbul. That's just so awful. He completely dropped the ball, stopped talking to me, got Tinder, met someone. They basically had sex for 3 days straight. He didn't talk to me, didn't tell me when he came home. Planned to fuck me before telling me that he slept with someone else, which was one of the rules that I wanted to know. If he slept with someone before he came back to me. Didn't use protection, didn't plan on telling me that either. So that was shit, and that ended. But so after these months of blocking the man I met in Turkey, and he finds his way back, and we start talking. And I go back to see him in September last year, so in 2004. And I am still struggling at that point. But it's like I'm struggling a bit to understand, but I think there is a wound in me, there is some pain in me, there's some need to really have someone fight for me and not leave me, like hold on no matter what. And he does. Like, I have never met anyone who he doesn't let me go. It doesn't matter what I do, he doesn't let me go. And it means so much to me. Like, for other parts of me, it's frustrating at times, because there are times when I'm like, I'm so, like, I am not seen and understood in the way I need to. This can't go on. I want to be able to draw a line in the sand. And the other part of me is too strong. For now, it is too strong. And there is there are lots of questions around this at the same time, because this is the normal way of doing things for most people. You break up, you stop talking, relationships are monogamous, like you're not friends with your ex, all these things. And I'm like, here I have a man that has been the most important man for me, the most important person in my life for 3 years, who will fight for me. He will walk through fire for me. He loves to love me. Like, there's so much strength in that, and the thought of losing that, I don't know what that touches in me, but it becomes unbearable when I get in touch with that pain. Like, that is heartbreak on a level that is, I struggle to describe it, to be honest. It gives me like somatic, like, chills. Like, it's something happens with my heart when I think about that. So then I am like, do I have to break that out of my life? Is there a way to have that? Because that's a beautiful thing to have. Like, that's a true gift. Is it possible to have that? So I'm trying, like, both. Is it possible for me and him to make the relationship into something that can be good for both of us? Will it be okay for, if I find someone else, if he finds someone else, like, to make it okay for them as well? Or will that not work? So there's a lot of thoughts around that for me. And really, like, a lot, it's so I matched with someone on Tinder two or 3 months ago. We talked, we called 3 times, and he came back. He was on vacation here for a month. He came back because he wanted to see what winter was like, because he's planning to move. This is so messy, and like, this is the point where I am expecting to be shamed and judged, probably shaming and judging myself, like, feel like what I'm doing is not right, which is part of what I wanted to talk about. Like my whole voice lowered because I'm afraid of saying something wrong. I'm afraid either of them will watch this and be upset, think that I'm lying. I mean, that's their right, if that's their perspective, like, if that's... be hurt, want to not continue talking to me. Like this, you should be done with your ex. It's such a strong, like you shouldn't have feelings for anyone else than your partner, let's say. Like no man will tolerate that. And the love I feel for the man I met in Istanbul, it's like that's true. That's a true feeling. I do not want to lose him. At the same time, I do not want to get to the end of my life and not having like found what, like gone for what I really want. I'm sitting with the words settle for less, and I fucking hate those words. It feels so, again, like that feels hurtful. I would feel so bad if someone said that about me, that if he were to stay with me, he would settle for less. At the same time, if I am not all that he wants, that is the truth then. That for him, that will be settling for less. Which I think I could live with that. Like, it would hurt, but I would also understand that I do not have everything he wants to have. But then, like, talking to the man from Turkey, knowing he doesn't want non-monogamy, he definitely wants monogamy. While at the same time wants to fight to try to make this work. And him being really in a lot of pain when I meet someone else. And how that, like, it's interesting what is underneath that for me, because like that's, I think, is about carrying. Man, I have no answers about this. I have only questions, because it's about carrying his feelings. Like, he's in so much pain that I can't bear it. Like, that's on me. On the other hand, it's really fucking painful to detach enough from someone you love, and like they are in pain and they're not getting out of it anytime soon. To like, it's like you would, if an animal is hurt and in pain, you will kill it. Like mercy kill. It hurts. That's just it. It's this feeling of I'm going to be alone forever. There's no way. There's no way, and it's this crushing fucking loneliness of, it reminds me of my childhood, of waking up, having had a nightmare, having gone into my parents' bedroom to sleep, like in the bed between my mom and my dad, and in the morning, some dark, cold, like rainy autumn school day, waking up, and they are already up, so I'm alone in the bed, and it's no sun. It's like this blue dark light. I can hear the traffic far in the background, and the rain, it's just pouring rain. And I know I have to get up, the room's cold, I have to go to school. And I'm alone. Totally, completely, utterly alone in the whole world. No one sees me. No one can see me. This existential void of... It's just heavy. That's the same feeling. And it hurts. It hurts. So I am struggling to... I don't want to lie. I want to have honesty, because with honesty comes trust. So I want to... When the Turkish man has asked to know if I see someone, and the pull towards lying, not being truthful, because I know, 1, how much it will hurt him, 2, he will be upset, 3, we will have a really demanding conversation where he will tell me, this is not really what I want, and I don't need anyone else than him, and can I just wait until I meet him, and then he will show me that I don't need anyone else. So it's like I'm stuck, kind of like I feel like such a cold-hearted person if I am not there for him in his pain. At the same time, it sucks the life out of me at the same time. And I feel like in a relationship I'm supposed to care. And I'm thinking, if I was in pain and someone else, my partner, were like, well, you have to kind of deal with this alone because I can't, I will be devastated. At the same time, I know that if I met a man and he was like, I want a polyamorous relationship, and I'm like, I don't want that, and I will be fighting with him every time he goes to meet someone, if he then told me, you knew what you signed up for, so you have to figure this out by yourself, that would be totally understandable. And I would kind of expect him, if he has an integrity, to do that, to not keep going in circles with me every time I'm in that pain. Like, I remember with the guy I was seeing the first time I went to Istanbul, and I was pulled towards lying back then as well, because when I first told him that I wanted a non-monogamous relationship, and I got hit by a wave of judgment, and every time the topic was up, he kept lashing out And I'm like, this is really painful. So I started to dim the truth, make it nicer, make it pinker, make it more fluffy. Which was the same when I knew when I went to Turkey that I was meeting someone that I will most likely kiss him, and it was a chance I would sleep with him, and we would be together 24/7 for the days I was there. Like I downplayed things to the guy I was seeing back here. But then had made a promise to tell if something happened while I was there. So when me and the Turkish guy kissed, I told the guy back here. And of course, he got really angry. And just that kept happening, which I understand. But then I talked to my therapist about it, and I was so beating myself up for lying, and he's like, he didn't really make it, like, he didn't really make the environment for you to be honest if he kept lashing out. And like the options I'm seeing, like either I adapt to being lashed out at and I dim, or I keep being in full integrity and being completely transparent and honest and taking that wave of just being beaten like every time. Or I recognize that, okay, this is not what I'm looking for, and I leave. And not really like yay. That feels like a huge relief. None of them, like, probably the one that feels worse is dimming my truth, because I struggle, like I don't like it when I'm lying. I feel so bad then. But I guess the pain of those other options are in a different way, or bigger, or stronger, deeper, I don't know, since lying was the one that, or dimming was the way that I chose. I keep like, I think I'm landing more and more in, I just want to be fully transparent, and it has to just be what it is. But at the same time, I'm also coming to, like, I don't want to take just amounts and amounts of pain every time. I do not want that. And there's a fighting thought with that of, what if you're in a relationship, you're standing by someone. Like, you're not just leaving them by themselves. That's not a relationship then. That's just cruel. So I'm fighting with that. Which I think ties back to, like, the first thing I said in the video, that I'm my weight of carrying other people's well-being, or like being okay, it's so big, because I struggle to fathom me being like, how to say, there are like levels, because like I think I'm enmeshed to some degree, that I'm like, oh, we have to be like, like somehow like this, and I think it should be possible to be separate and want to be together, so both people work for it. Because I think I am trying so much for them to be okay, so I if they're upset, I have to listen to them, and if they want to talk it out, I have to talk it out with them. I can't be like, that's your feelings. I love you and I'm here and I want to continue being here, but those are your feelings to deal with. You have to take them to someone and figure this out and then come back. Like it's something in me is, what is it actually? Like I think that if I do not want to be there for them in that like emotional laboring process, then they will be like, well, okay, screw you, bye. This is not a relationship that you don't love me, you don't care about me, you don't want to do things together, you don't want to do it together. If I'm supposed to be alone, then I'll just rather leave them. Like I expect something like that. One thing I wanted to say as well before I hit forever time 60 minutes, like how hard and painful it is. Like you're not supposed to love more than one man. Like it's like such a threat. If I have a man in my life that I love, then that's kind of like disgusting, and I shouldn't, disgraceful. I shouldn't get involved with someone else then if I'm somehow entangled with someone else. Like I am with the man that is now here, that I've been talking to for the last few months. I don't want to tell him. Like, well, now we're again at this point where I don't want to say it with my chest, because I'm scared. There is something more to this. I can feel it. Like I don't want to tell him that there is another man and I love him. I feel shamed. I feel ashamed. I feel like someone bigger is standing taller than me and being like, despicable, how could you? How can you dare come to me when you belong to someone else? Disgusting. This is weird. Like I'm curious about this. It's like, why are you not totally devoted to me? Some control, like, I'm looking for the right word. Consume feeling. It's like you're just mine. Just mine. No one else can have you. No one else should touch you. I feel like an object when I'm in that energy. It's like a man defending his thing. Other men shouldn't be allowed to touch his thing. Ugh. I want to speak more about that. I want to continue exploring, but time is going to run out. And I don't want this to be in 2 recordings, because I don't like that. This is an interesting topic of exploration though. Not much clarity. Some. Wow, hard to be honest about these feelings. Why is there not... See, this is what I mean. I want to continue talking. Like... Why can't I love more than one person? Why, like, safety, security, why does it have to be excluding something else. Like, my partner is safe if I don't sleep with someone else. This is a whole next video. That'll be next one.